Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode, or the Occupy Hollywood Network, right? With me, Jacob Erie. Um, we're here with another movie review. So, I this next movie review is a movie that will always. If I listen, here's the thing. I don't get defensive about a lot of things because I'm a very pretty chill guy. But this movie I will get super defensive about because this is probably one of the greatest movies that has ever been made, in my opinion. Now, many of you know from the Occupy Hollywood Network lore, I think Citizen Kane, which Hollywood and so many like articles and critics say is the greatest movie ever made, which is a total horseshit, right? Every single movie that I have ever reviewed on this channel is way better than Citizen Kane. Okay, just keep that in mind. But Mulan is definitely up there. Mulan is part of this diaspora, right, of movies that I think are like probably really, really good blueprints or like guides to like how to really write a really good movie or a good story. Also, I think I keep using the word diaspora. I meant ethos. Okay, there's this this realm of movies that I really like worship, and I think are some of I use as like guides for how I tell stories and the stories that I've written because I've written a lot of screenplays and TV shows. Not any that you guys would know of because they're still like coming out, right? I'm still working on that stuff. But as an aspiring filmmaker, um, the Shrek I think is a 10 out of 10 movie. Um, Incredibles I think is a 10 out of 10 movie, and I also think that um, what's it called? Mulan is a 10 out of 10 movie. I you know for a movie that is like you know with real life historical context and real life like historical meaning to it, it's like, gosh, this story really could have happened and no one would have ever really known, right? um and I think to myself, maybe um this was like a real story but nobody ever found out. But I don't know, I just might be I just might be saying whatever. And so, sorry, I'm like I'm like getting distracted. So with Mulan, right? Mulan, I mentioned previously in my two other reviews that when it comes to the Disney Renaissance and like the Disney musicals, like the themes in this, musical themes, I think Tarzan and Toy Story are tied at third, right? Because they both have really, really iconic themes to it and music. And then and I recently said that I think Hercules is second because the entirety of all the music in that is just phenomenal. Like, honestly, any composer or people who want to be composers, musicians, and create music really need to take a understand music theory, and then like really listen to every possible analysis or assessment or like critique of like this music, if that they can find, so that they can also make music that is also that awesome. Mulan, right? I said in the Hercules review that I said Hades is the greatest Disney villain, both design wise and like, voice acting and everything about him. Mulan is probably the best Disney character, in my opinion. Okay, you can make plenty of arguments for so many different things: Mickey, Donald, or Maleficent. Let's say Medusa. um, There's many awesome Disney characters, right? But I think Mulan as a main character, like as a character, as an individual, as an leader, she's got a lot going for herself. There's a lot of noble and honorable things about her. This is also why I thought when Disney made a live action Mulan just to like appease to a certain part of the world, I just thought it was like so like so. If I want to say cowardly, yeah, I'll say cowardly. It was just like so lame, honestly. But at the same time, um, the original Mulan, this one, the Disney animated one, I think is just the main character is awesome, the set design is awesome, the music is awesome, the supporting characters are awesome, the motivations, the character arcs, the storylines, they're all very clear. Well, I mentioned before that one of the worst things that you could do, well, clearly, to preface this, you clearly, one of the worst things you could do is make a movie boring, or your TV show, or any project you have in art and pop culture. But you know what's worse, or just as bad as having something being boring, something being confusing, right? Whether that be the plot, the storyline, no, the plot, the story, an individual storyline, or plot point, or even like a character decision, like character continuity. You never want that to happen because that's just, there's some movies, a lot of these movies that I'm reviewing, with the exception of some of them, when I give something a 10 out of 10, there is nothing like that is not clear to like the average person. Now, obviously that's an exaggeration because some people are more oblivious to things than others. But what I'm meaning is that like Mulan is a really, really well put together movie. And even if you were to, I don't know, like, I'd like to think that with the Mulan live action, they could have just like literally took the script of the Mulan animated one verbatim, and then they could have just made it in live action form, and it would have been probably better than what they delivered to the general public. And I just think Mulan is a really, really well put together thing, and it reminds me of why I like these things in pop culture so much, because like it just, you know, the escapism part is why I like it. The inspirational and aspirational parts of it I like. Um, Also, the stories. I think stories really influence people in a positive way, and yes, they can influence them in a negative way. But for the most part, I think these stories kind of like really lead people to be better. Because let's be honest, if I made a movie about like telling people how to be a leader and like, you know, making the right choices and then conflicts and, you know, not giving your carnal desires and all this stuff, yeah, like most people would like hear the message, think the movie is awesome, and then they'd go back to their normal habits because like, you know, most people are creatures of habit. But Mulan's like one of those movies that really like makes people feel that like that they can. I believe that it makes people feel that they can like do anything, man, woman, old, young, of all nations. And so Mulan. Now let's think. Let's think about this. Is there anything I would change about the movie? No, no, absolutely not. I mean, the only thing I would change is like I would add like another song, like another musical number, just for the fun of it. See if we can get like another gem in there. But um, I think a lot of Mulan is also another good example. The reason I think it's a 10 out of 10 movie, which is what I'm going to give it, is I think that it's a good example of when you get a lot of talented people together, you can create something that is so, and in the moment, just be kind of like a whatever thing, but obviously it's something you care about. But the outcome and the results that come from all that effort will stand the test of time, which I think is really cool. That human beings can do such things. Um, and so Mulan, yeah. The thing is with the Mulan, though, I will say, I know there's a second Mulan, but I've never actually watched it. So maybe I should watch it and then review it, right? Maybe I should do that because I always hear that it's bad, but like Mulan's in it. Like, how could it be bad? I don't know. Maybe it's bad, but yeah, I'm gonna give Mulan a 10 out of 10.